To prepare clay for working, we begin by cutting off a piece of clay from your bag of clay, and we use, you can use things like this clay wire tool, or you might have something like this, a clay harp to cut off, very simple sort of motion, or you might just use a knife, and we want around 1 kilogram per participant. So we have a piece here ready, and I'm going to begin to prepare it by wedging the clay. You don't have to wedge with hand building, it's not necessary, depends on if it's straight out of a bag, your clay, it should be fine. If you're throwing, you do need a lot of wedging for throwing, and wedging helps make the clay particles even, helps toughen up the clay if it's quite firm and uniform. So begin by, I'm right-handed, so I pick the clay up with my left hand, and using the palm of my hand, I press down, lift, press down, lift, press down, lift. I'm doing it quite fast. You want to stand up for this, you need to use the gravity to push into the clay. My clay's a bit hard, so it's a bit tougher. And this will get rid of any air bubbles, like I said, or align the particles, which is easier to work with. So you might end up with something like this. Lots of different ways to wedge clay. That's the way I use. You can look online for other ways to wedge clay as well. I also tend to pat the clay into a ball. Ball shapes are very good for starting off any of the clay activities. It's a good base. So you can pat your clay or you can roll it. Sometimes it helps. This slamming action helps as well. And we want a rough sphere shape. Younger children might want a smaller piece, maybe a third smaller than this. Adults and older children will be fine. So I think we're nearly ready. This could be quite hard on the wrists. You might find if you have wrist trouble, you might find it easier to roll or pat on the board, or even sometimes people use paddles to prepare. This is just a wooden stick. And there you go, a prepared piece of clay.